Alright guys, I feel like I have to make this video because it's like hugely important, and I just went for a walk with my dog and it came to me. Um, I was looking at pictures of myself before I started testosterone, and I was really comparing it, and then I realized I made it. And I guess I'm just going to explain what my journey was and how I got here and how important it is to not give up hope. I guess I had realized, like, kind of landed on the term lesbian because I thought that's what fit me. I was like, okay, well, I'm a really masculine woman who likes women, so I guess I'm like a dyke, like a bull dyke or something. Um, it wasn't until I went to senior week, after I graduated, that I really realized I'm not okay with this. There's something that's terribly wrong. There's something still in the way where I can't be happy, and I don't know what it is until I went to senior week. And it was the first time I really had to be divided by my gender. Girls go over there, their bikinis, they flirt with boys. Boys go over there, they wear swim trunks. It was at the beach. Um, and that, I think, is the first time I realized that I wanted to be a boy. I always knew that I felt different. I always knew that felt like a boy inside, but I didn't know that it was an option, I guess, because I'd only heard the term transgender maybe once in my life. And it was, of course, it was on some derogatory show used to make fun of. I always thought transgender people were those people that, like, you could tell were, like, really obviously they're still the same gender, but they, like, guys that wore makeup and wore wigs, and I thought that's what transgender was. So, I mean, of course I didn't think that that was me. So I really got home from Beach Week, and I was like, I gotta figure this out. And I started doing research, and once I found what it was, that just opened up a whole new bucket of problems for me. I was really starting to be stable. I'd come off my medication, I was like, okay, I'm going to be happy now. And it just wasn't, and I wasn't. And it was just a whole new list of struggles, as many people feel when they find out that they're transgender. It's great to have a label. It's great to know what's going on, because I was so depressed before that, too. But really knowing, oh God, like, this is all the steps I have to, I have to start trying to pass, and I have to pick a name, and I have to go through gender therapy, and I have to start hormones, and I have to get all these surgeries, and what are people going to think, and how am I going to tell my family? And it's a cycle, and it's terrible. And I went through that cycle for so long. I mean, my mom found out shortly after I realized I was trans, and that wasn't good. I went off to college, only using the name Shane, and only, preferring male pronouns and stuff like that, but there's only so much you can do to pass, and obviously I did not pass. I looked like I probably still do look, but at the time I probably looked like I was a 15-year-old boy in a college campus, which means if I'm 15 years old, I obviously can't be there, which means I am a lesbian. Which was a lot of people's reasonings, and people, just gave me so much crap for being trans. It's hard enough when you realize that you're trans, and it's something I'm still coming to terms with to this day. But and then people feel the need to give you crap and shove their opinions down your throat, and you're sitting there like, you don't think this is hard enough on me? Like, you don't think that I know everything that you're saying? Like, people would just sit there and point out everything feminine about me. I'm like, why? Why do you have to do that? You don't think I know those things better than anyone? You don't think I found those things about myself? And that was, I guess, what started my second bout of terrible depression. First semester, I didn't go to class at all. I mean, I was busy partying my first semester. But second semester, I've never been like that before. I'm a really social person. I really love meeting people and talking to people. And I didn't leave my dorm at all, not even to go to class, and I ended up failing a lot of my classes, and I'm glad I could even go back this semester, but it was so hard. I was in such a terrible place, and I'd convinced myself that no matter what the measures I took, I would never be a man. I would never be male. And why am I even trying? Like, if this is how it's going to be for the rest of my life, I don't I don't need to be living. I can get all these surgeries, I can do all these things, but I'm never going to be male. And that was my mindset for a long time, and it really bummed me out, and I got so depressed. I'd been in a lot of, just bad relationships up until that point as well. But then I started dating a girl, and I'm still dating her to this day, and she was amazing to me. She still is amazing to me every single day. She's one of the people that helps me out of my depression. I couldn't have done it without her. She was there every day reminding me that I had something to live for. And my mom as well. My mom really helped me, She came around. And I am 2.5 months on testosterone. And that's it. It's been 2.5 months. But I can tell you guys that it gets better. And this is the truest thing I have ever felt in my life. It's the most real I've felt. It's the most alive I've felt in so long. It's been since my freshman year of high school, and I am a sophomore in college now. I can't even explain this feeling. But I was one of those people. I was the people sitting, at the computer crying or, being upset every single day and just being like, what's the point, What's the point? It's never going to be okay. And I was one of those people. But now I want to tell you guys that it does get better. I waited 1.5 years for testosterone. And I know that there's some guys have been waiting 6 years or 10 years or their entire lives, or some guys that have just found out, and that's okay. But I want to tell you guys that it'll happen for you, because when you get to a point, it's gonna come. And it may seem so far off, and you may never feel like it'll be okay, but I want to tell you guys that it will. It will be okay. It's been 2.5 months, and I already feel completely, almost comfortable in this body. I feel like the person that I've always tried to be. And I want you guys to know that it does happen. It's been such a long process for me, and I know that it's been a longer process for some of you guys. I know that some people have been struggling with depression more than, 6 years. But it does get better, and I can tell you guys that it does get better. And I trust that with my whole heart that it will get better. For the first time in my life, I'm happy. It's not living, it's not existing, it's happiness. I'm happy to be alive. For a long time, I just didn't care. I wasn't going to go out and kill myself, but if I did, I wouldn't have cared if I died. I would have been like, okay, well, that's good. I was a waste of space anyway. And now it's like, if I died, I'd be like, come on, this is not okay. You can't do that to me now. I'm not done yet. And that's the most important thing. You're not done yet. You're not done yet. And don't ever think that you are. It'll get better, and I promise. So I just wanted to make this video because it's so important to have some sort of hope. So yeah. All right.